Ladies and gentlemen, being smart is not just about scoring the highest marks in school or knowing the most facts in a room. True smartness is about how you think, how you respond, how you make decisions, and how you grow every single day. Today, I will teach you how to be smart, not in the limited sense of books, but in the complete sense of life. Smartness is not a gift you are born with. It is a skill you develop. It's about cultivating habits, sharpening your mindset, and mastering the art of learning and applying knowledge. Let me share with you 6 key ways that can help you become truly smart. Many people fill their minds with information, but never train themselves to think critically. To be smart, you must learn how to question, analyze, and look beyond the surface. Don't just accept what you hear. Ask a why, ask a how, and ask a what if. The smartest people are not those with the most answers, but those who ask the right questions. Books open your mind, and observation sharpens your awareness. Reading gives you knowledge from the greatest minds in history, while observing teaches you lessons from everyday life. A smart person doesn't just rely on textbooks. He or she learns from people, nature, and real experiences. Intelligence without emotional control is incomplete. Being smart means understanding your own emotions and the emotions of others. It means listening more than speaking, staying calm in pressure, and knowing how to connect with people. A person who can manage emotions can solve problems with wisdom instead of anger. Curiosity is the fuel of smartness. The moment you stop being curious, your growth ends. Always explore new skills, new ideas, and new perspectives. The smartest people remain students forever. They don't fear being wrong, because every mistake is just another lesson. A smart person looks beyond the present moment. They plan, prepare, and make decisions by considering the future. Instead of wasting energy on temporary pleasures, they invest time in habits that bring lasting results, discipline, savings, health, and learning. True smartness is about seeing tomorrow while living today. You become who you spend time with. If you want to be smart, surround yourself with people who challenge you, who inspire you, and who push you to grow. Being the smartest in the room will not help you evolve. But when you place yourself around greatness, you naturally rise higher. Don't greatness, you naturally rise higher. Most people confuse being smart with having a head full of information. They believe that if they memorize facts, dates, or formulas, it automatically makes them intelligent. But true smartness is not about what you know. It is about how you think. You see, the world is overflowing with information. Anyone can search Google, anyone can read a book, and anyone can repeat what others have said. But very few people train themselves to think independently, to analyze deeply, and to connect ideas in ways that create solutions. When you learn how to think, you train your mind to see beyond what is obvious. You stop accepting things blindly and start asking powerful questions. You begin to question not only what people say, but also why they say it, what their perspective is, and what the hidden meaning could be. Smart people never settle for the first answer. They dig deeper, explore different angles, and evaluate whether something is true or just widely believed. Learning how to think means sharpening your ability to solve problems logically and creatively. It means looking at a challenge, not with panic or fear, but with the mindset of finding a way through. When others see only obstacles, a smart thinker sees opportunities. This kind of mindset makes you adaptable. It allows you to navigate uncertainty and change because you are not tied down to fixed patterns of thought. Another part of thinking smart is learning to separate emotion from decision making. Many people react quickly based on feelings, but a smart thinker pauses, reflects, and then chooses the best course of action. They understand that sometimes the obvious choice is not the smartest choice, and sometimes the unpopular choice is the wisest one. The greatest inventors, leaders, and problem solvers in history were not just people who memorized knowledge. They were people who challenged assumptions and thought differently. Einstein once said, "Education is not the learning of facts, but the training of the mind to think." That is the essence of true smartness, to train your mind to sharpen your thinking skills and to develop the courage to question, analyze, and reason. When we are children, most of us are taught what to think. We are given instructions, lessons, and rules to follow. We memorize definitions, formulas, and facts to pass exams. But rarely are we taught the art of thinking itself. And that is why, when life throws challenges at people, many collapse under pressure. They have memorized information, but they have not developed the mental muscle to analyze situations and make the best decisions. Being truly smart means training your brain to work like a powerful tool. Instead of filling it with clutter, you learn to use it wisely. To think smart is to question everything, not in a negative or rebellious way, but in a curious and analytical way. When you hear something, don't just believe it because everyone says it or it's always been done this way. Ask yourself, why is it true? How does it work? What are the hidden possibilities here? This habit of questioning makes your brain sharper than any textbook ever could. Thinking smart also means connecting dots that others don't see. Imagine two people facing the same problem. One person only repeats what they have learned in the past while the other thinks, what if I combine this idea with that idea? What if I try a different angle? The second person, even without more information, will often find a smarter solution. That's the difference between being trained what to think and being trained how to think. Another essential element of smart thinking is the ability to filter. In today's world, we are surrounded by endless information. Social media, news, opinions, and distractions. A person who only knows what to think gets lost in this sea of noise. But someone who knows how to think has the power to filter, to focus on what truly matters, and to ignore what is irrelevant. That's why the smartest people are not always the ones who know the most, but the ones who know what to ignore. And let's not forget the role of perspective. Smart thinkers train themselves to see things from multiple viewpoints. They don't trap themselves in one perspective. They try to understand the situation from all angles, like a detective gathering clues. They ask, oh, what would this look like from the other person's point of view? What would happen if I took the opposite approach? What are the risks if I choose this path? This ability to step back and analyze from different perspectives is one of the strongest signs of true intelligence. So when I say, learn how to think, I mean, sharpen your reasoning, question assumptions, filter distractions, and view challenges from multiple angles. Because the person who has trained their mind in this way cannot easily be misled, cannot be easily defeated, and cannot be easily stopped. Yeah? If you want to be smart, you must feed your mind just as you feed your body. Knowledge is the food of the brain, and without it, your thinking will remain limited. Reading is one of the most powerful ways to nourish your intelligence. Because when you read, you are borrowing the wisdom, experiences, and discoveries of great minds. Every book you open is like entering into a conversation with someone who has lived through something you have not. Through books, you can travel across centuries, explore distant lands, and sit with the greatest thinkers of history, all without leaving your chair. But reading alone is not enough. You must also learn to observe. Observation is the skill of paying close attention to what is happening around you. It's about noticing details others overlook, understanding patterns others ignore, and learning lessons from ordinary moments. A smart person does not just pass through life blindly. They look, they listen, and they study people, nature, and situations. For example, a person who carefully observes how successful people behave can gain more wisdom than someone who only memorizes theories. Observation transforms everyday life into a classroom. The combination of reading and observing is what creates deep intelligence. Reading fills your mind with knowledge, while observing sharpens your awareness and helps you apply that knowledge in real situations. If you read a book on communication, but never watch how people actually interact, your learning remains incomplete. But when you read and then observe, you connect theory with practice, and that is where real smartness begins. Building the habit of reading doesn't mean you must spend hours with books every day. Even 20 to 30 minutes of reading can completely change your mindset if you do it consistently. What matters is not how fast you read, but how much you absorb and apply. The same goes for observation. It doesn't require extra time. only extra attention. While traveling, working, or even sitting in silence, you can train yourself to watch carefully, to notice body language, to sense emotions, and to pick up on small details that reveal bigger truths. Another secret of smart people is that they don't just read one type of book or observe one type of situation. They explore widely. They read history to understand human nature, biographies to learn from leaders, science to sharpen logic, and philosophy to expand thinking. Well, likewise, they observe people of all kinds, leaders, workers, children, strangers, because every person has something to teach. When you create this dual habit, feeding your brain through reading and sharpening your perception through observation, you become the kind of person who sees opportunities where others see nothing. You can read patterns in people's behavior, you can connect lessons from one field to another, and you can make decisions with wisdom that seems beyond your years. Reading is like opening a doorway into another world. Every book is not just pages filled with words. It is someone's years of experience, research, or imagination condensed into a form that you can absorb in hours. Think about it. An author may spend 10 or 20 years studying, struggling, experimenting, and failing. But when you pick up their book, you get the essence of their journey in a few days. That is why reading is one of the greatest shortcuts to becoming truly smart. You are compressing lifetimes of wisdom into your own mind. But intelligence is not just about filling your head with facts. It's about understanding life in motion. This is where observation comes in. When you observe, you see beyond the obvious. You notice the tone in someone's voice, the hesitation in their body language, the small details that reveal the truth behind their words. You see how people behave when they are stressed, how leaders handle crises, how children learn, and how strangers interact. Life is full of lessons, but only those with the habit of observing can catch them. The smartest people combine reading and observation like two blades of the same sword. For instance, imagine you read a book about negotiation strategies. If you only memorize the tips, you'll sound robotic when you try them. But if you also observe how skilled people negotiate in real life, how they stay calm, how they use silence, how they adjust their tone, you'll begin to internalize the principles. You'll understand not just the words, but the art behind them. That's when theory becomes wisdom. This is why smartness is not only about academic learning. Many brilliant minds never had access to universities, but they became wise because they read what they could. And more importantly, they observed relentlessly. They watched people, nature, and society. They asked, why does this happen? What does this mean? How can I learn from this? By doing so, they turned the entire world into a classroom. Another secret is to be intentional about what you read and observe. Anyone can spend hours scrolling through social media posts or watching random videos. That is also reading and observing, but it does not make you smart. To build real intelligence, you must be selective. Choose books that challenge your thinking, not just ones that entertain you. Observe people who inspire you, not just those who waste time. The quality of what you feed your mind directly shapes the quality of your intelligence. Consistency is the key. Reading one book will not make you smart. Just like eating one healthy meal will not make you fit. It is the habit, the daily discipline, that compounds over time. Imagine if you read 20 minutes a day and observed with full awareness every interaction you had. In 1 year, you would gain more wisdom than many people gain in a lifetime. Slowly your mind sharpens, your awareness deepens, and you begin to think, speak, and act in ways that surprise even yourself. And here's something even more powerful. When you combine reading with observation, you also develop creativity. Reading exposes you to ideas, and observing shows you how the world actually works. When you merge those two streams of knowledge, you begin to see patterns and connections that others cannot. You can take a concept from one field and apply it to another. That's why innovators and visionaries are often people who read widely and observe carefully. They connect the dots in ways others overlook. When most people hear the word intelligence, they immediately think of solving equations, remembering facts, or analyzing logic. But the truth is, some of the smartest people in history were not the ones with the highest IQ, but the ones with the highest emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand yourself, manage your emotions, and connect meaningfully with the emotions of others. It is the hidden strength that determines how well you succeed, not just in academics or careers, but in relationships, leadership, and life itself. Let's begin with self-awareness, the first pillar of emotional intelligence. To be smart emotionally, you must first understand your own feelings. Why are you angry? Why are you anxious? Why are you excited? Many people go through life reacting blindly to their emotions without ever pausing to question them. But a person with emotional intelligence takes a step back, observes their own feelings, and identifies what is really happening inside. This self-awareness is like turning on a light in a dark room. You suddenly see clearly instead of stumbling in confusion. Next comes self-regulation, or the ability to manage your emotions instead of letting them control you. Imagine being in a heated argument. A person with low emotional intelligence explodes in anger, says things they regret, and damages relationships. But a person with high emotional intelligence stays calm, breathes, and responds thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. They understand that emotions are powerful, but they are not permanent. By controlling their inner world, they create better outcomes in the outer world. But emotional intelligence is not just about managing yourself. It's also about empathy, the ability to understand others. Smart people know that every human being wants to be heard, respected, and valued. By listening deeply, paying attention to body language, and sensing unspoken emotions, you can connect with people in ways that go beyond words. Empathy allows you to comfort someone in pain, inspire someone in doubt, or calm someone in fear. And when people feel understood, they trust you, they respect you, and they follow you. Another dimension of emotional intelligence is social awareness, the ability to read situations and environments. Some people walk into a room and immediately sense the mood, the tension, or the hidden dynamics between people. Others remain blind, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. To be emotionally smart, you must train yourself to read these invisible signals. The slight hesitation before someone speaks, the nervous tapping of fingers, the silent exchange of glances. These details, when observed, give you insights that logic alone cannot provide. Finally, emotional